Alright, here we go. Racers are off and running. Quick 3-bomb set, as well as a glass shot. Both racers could very easily bomb for this. Ratata just gonna go for a throw though. I don't think that's advisable. When you've got 3 bombs available to you, if you want that glass shot, just spend the bomb. You know, it's gonna give you that quick 4 damage against the Shopkeeper and also protect against bad teleports. So it's gonna keep going for the throw though. Does get a viable throw on the second setup. It's only wasting a little bit of time. But both racers gonna be taking the jaw as well, going full glass whip here. Break out the mint floss, everyone. Here we go. Oh, Ratata getting a little bit of a nasty Wraith spawn, though. Handling it, though. And they're going to be pushing through this mini-boss room and down to 1-2, just behind Invert. Ratata quick trap door on 1-2, though. Going to take the lead here for the moment. Invert just finding a drumstick for his extra wandering around. Not going to do him a whole lot of good when he's running a full glass build. Because Glass Jaw, doubling all your damage output, but going to result in you dying in 1 hit if you take any hits. Opportunity to swap off to a Monocle. Ratata's going to go for it. So lose that 1 hit status, although it's going to show him that Miner's Cap up there, which I think he's heading for. So swapping to Miner's Cap. Miner's Cap with a pretty dangerous combination. Probably see him trying to swap off his weapon from this boss chest here. In fact, we'll probably see that from both racers here. Blast Whip pretty strong in the first zone, but as the zones get swarmier, whips tend to demonstrate lots of problems with getting hung up on distant enemies. Oh, Invert actually looks like he checked his red chest and got a monkey's paw. Pretty weak item overall, but will protect him against tar monsters in Zone 4, or in Zone 2, rather, at least. Kind of going to be taking this trap door and going to 1-2 shortly after Invert. Quick Red Dragon, very easy kill with that glass damage. Kind of a nasty tar pool here. Tar pools and moles kind of a nasty combination, difficult to work with. But yeah, Invert on the Monocle, Ratata on the Miner's Cap. Miner's Cap gonna let him push a little harder, but can be a little dangerous as it tends to open up lots of rooms and lead to some pretty large swarms. And Glass Spear also a much safer weapon overall when you're trying to push very hard. The Whip is a very safe weapon, but only if you play it appropriately. And unfortunately, in the Whip's case, it means playing it slowly in most cases. Oh, going to be trying to get off the glass, though, but only getting an Obsidian Whip. And Whip in Zone 3 can be especially devious. Has a real bad tendency of getting you stuck on hot coals, and you don't want to be doing that. So Invert either missing his flawless or just not wanting any of the boss chests. I missed which. Probably missing the flawless because of how tricky that whip can be, if I had to guess. Ratata with a slight lead here, going down to 3-2, as Invert kind of makes the same run around Ratata did, a little bit of misreading on 3-1 here. Ratata finding a Shrine of Space, though, could really easily bomb that for a map. Doesn't need to take it for a Shovel Miner's Cap, because he's already got both. Minotaur kind of getting away on him here, though, so gonna have to wait for him to come back. Clean up this exit area while he waits for Minotaur to get back from his vacation. And gonna be getting the map here. Stepping on a Confusion Trap, though. Just gonna wait it out until he's confident that he can move safely again. And spotting a Shriner, but not even gonna check it, just gonna move on, is Ratata. And Invert, though, did find a potion that Ratata missed, which could make a pretty big difference. And then gonna be going for a trapdoor. Invert actually as well getting on to Explorer's Boots, which really helps with the previously mentioned issues with Glass Whip getting you stuck on hot coals, because Explorer's Boots will protect against the hot coal damage. Ratata finding a glass longsword. Ooh, Invert in a bad situation, trying to go for a Shopkeeper kill, but the Dove Familiar teleporting the Shopkeeper away. It's probably going to have to take a hit on his glass armor to get out of here. It's trying to work something out, but just teleporting him again. Okay, gonna just drop 2 bombs here. But wasting a lot of time working that out. I think, you know, it might have been better to just take the hit on your heavy glass. And also wasting all his bombs. Ratata finishing up Death Metal. Dropping his Flawless, though, so not going to have the opportunity to swap off with this glass weapon. And he has no glass armor, so the next hit he takes is going to be a broken glass weapon, which is bad news. Ratata just going to continue to stack up the glass, finding glass slippers here, going to keep him safe from the ooze. But again, any damage in those slippers are gone. So Ratata really needs to play careful here, and that can be difficult with that Miner's Cap, just opening up rooms everywhere. Oh yeah, need to be very careful with this Blue Dragon Harpy combination. Oh, getting lucky in the Harpy getting frozen in that same blast. Harpies can very quickly close the distance between you and the Harpies themselves while you're frozen, and just break all your glass so fast. But Invert with a much cleaner 4-1, gonna be catching up here. Ratata could make the swap to a Jeweled Dagger here, but going to stick with the Glass Longsword. Oh, and down goes his glass, so I think at this point you definitely go back to the shop. You're gonna head back to the shop and buy that Jeweled Dagger. But this is gonna open the door for Invert, who's just pushing really aggressively with that shield spell, and is now gonna take the lead. Picking up his glass shard again. But Ratata, I think, a little bit rattled. Really taking in some more damage. Maybe, I think, really wanted that safe extra distance that the longsword gives. Getting a really nice combination, though, the Miner's Cap Battle Shovel. That's going to give him infinite damage every time that Miner's Cap auto-digs any walls. Hitting the Shrine of Chance, getting a few new weapons, could swap the Obsidian Longsword. We're going to see exactly that. But Invert really running away with this. Ratata's got to put the pedal to the metal. Kind of a bad synergy for Ratata as well, with the Shopkeeper Familiar and Ring of Gold. It's going to keep him from getting heals off of that Shopkeeper. Trying to use the bomb to clear out this room a little more quickly. Kind of missing the Lich, though, that I think he was trying to hit. Invert on 5-1 as Ratata starts Coral Rift. Gonna bomb this first phase away really quickly. Get into phase 2. I mean, bombs are making a big difference here. If Invert doesn't find bombs, the pretty substantial lead he's got right now could just evaporate once the Necrodancer fight happens. Although Ratata's got to be careful too. He can't really afford the time to waste by just like fighting through extra rooms here. You know, it was arguably a slightly more direct path to dig through those rooms, but he's also denying himself the ability to use the wires easily, which I think is costing him a little bit of time. So starting 5-2 as Invert starts 5-3. Miner's Cap is saving some time on the digging front, but still got to be careful. That long reach combined with the power of the wires, though, saving it. Oh, ooh! A little bit of a messy Dead Ringer finish for Invert. kind of being forced to blood shield through that. But Ratata's got to be really careful here. Oh, jeez, that was close. Very, very tight squeeze through on that 5-3 there. Oh, but Invert getting a grenade charm out of the boss chest, so that bomb advantage is no longer a thing. In fact, Grenade's gonna detonate faster than normal bombs and let him get to the Necromancer Phase 2 much more quickly. So Invert's on Phase 2, as Ratata is just reaching the fight. I think Ratata maybe needs to consider just tanking through these bombs. Looks like he's going to do that. Whoa, scary Red Dragon. Cleaning it up very nicely though, but Invert's already more than halfway through the fight. Ratata kind of neglected to do his lures there. And yeah, Invert finishing up the fight. So Invert gonna take round 1. Very close start though to this set. Oh, he got Grenade Charm by dropping weapon and transmuting it. Oh jeez. That is so lucky for him. I think that may have won him the race. Kind of neglecting to use his Glass Shovel for a free early hit, but working out fine for him. Oh, yeah, that's right. I think he missed his flawless on Dead Mirror, so. Invert stream kind of locking up for me. I think I'm going to try regenerating it really quick. Alright, race number 2 underway. First race was definitely very close, and I think there's a good chance we'll see another one here. Immediate trapdoor for both racers. Going to be splitting off in the routing here, though. Ratata finding and immediately using a bomb. Pretty sure the exit is down here, so it might be a wise choice, but I can't tell because Invert stream's lagging out, but is that a Titanium Rapier? No, that's a base Rapier for Invert. Kind of struggling with this Dire Bat. Dire Bat really not playing nice for Ratata. Getting the kill though. As Invert reaches the Dire Bat himself, Rapier gonna let him clean him up a little more quickly. And a fast trap door for Ratata as well. Invert gonna keep scouting around. Getting into this Red Dragon fight now. Pretty easy long runway to deal with him. And getting Obsidian Torch for his troubles. Pretty nice pickup. Give him a lot of lighting, make scouting floors, mapping them a lot easier. So Ratata bombing the throne, going to be getting his flawless. Going to be looking to upgrade his weapon here for sure. And it's a glass rapier, so it's a pretty hefty upgrade for sure. We're going to be grabbing that same glass rapier. Oh, Ratata getting a little bit of a spooky situation with that spirit creeping up on him, but handling it very nicely. I'm checking this shop. Just gonna be buying the titanium shovel and the crown of teleportation. Crown of teleportation gonna give him a nice little bit of a buffer against damage here. Crown of teleportation will prevent one hit's worth of damage and teleport the player to the shop instead. So will help protect that glass rapier. Invert seeing that, gonna go into the shop and buy the same things as well. So very easy death metal fight here. Just lunge into him and then he's down to 1 HP. Easy enough to finish off from there. Probably gonna be checking the purple chest here and finding Freeze Spell. Very strong spell, arguably one of the strongest. But ooh, Ratata skipping the boss gold though, and now can't afford this blood shovel, which could be really handy. Does have 3 bombs currently, so it's not the end of the world. 3 bombs is enough for the Necrodancer fight. But that Blood Dig is still 1 free hit on the Necrodancer without teleportation, because if you dig him off the stage rather than bomb him off the stage, he will not teleport away. Ratata going to kill this shopkeeper for, I imagine, the piercing ring. Maybe the blood axe too, no, just the ring of piercing. Invert finding the glass shop though, and gonna get glass armor, so 2 layers of protection on his glass rapier there. Looking like he's pretty much set to just run this glass for the entire race. Oh, it looks like Invert found a trapdoor that for Ratata unfortunately got covered by elementals. So Ratata's gonna be stuck on this 3-3 for a little longer. Wisely popping the freeze there to deal with this. Gonna just try and make a rush for the exit and barely squeezing through onto this fortissimo fight. So a little bit behind, but that Ring of Piercing could really get a lot of mileage in the late game, saving time against Blade Masters and Orcs. Securing the Flawless on this fortissimo, gonna be looking for a new weapon. Swapping to the Titanium Longsword. I'm not sure how I feel about that. His opponent is ahead of him with a faster build and lots of protection on it. Might need to stick with that glass rapier just to try and keep the pace. But popping that teleport crown, I think intentionally, trying to hope that maybe the exit is really close to the shop. It's about halfway. I don't think really saved any time by doing that, unfortunately. Yeah, Ratata kind of playing pretty passively here, backing up from Swarm's. I mean, 2 damage piercing longsword's very strong, but I don't know that he can afford to play super passively here. Invert pushing through 4-3, swapping to a glass cat as well. Finding a shop with the heavy glass that he can actually afford, so I imagine we'll probably see him grab that and just continue to run glass for the entire run. And gonna be heading down to Deep Blues, popping that ham after using Blood Shield, or Blood Freeze, excuse me. Oh, Ratata getting dunked by that Armadillo Bounce Trap is now on half a heart, but finds the stack of cookies, so is gonna be able to heal up really quick here. But Invert just has such a strong pushing build, and all Ratata has is Titanium Longsword and Piercing. Bumping this Shrine of Chance to hopefully get something to help him accelerate a little bit. Getting a Shovel of Courage, which could help, but I don't think it's really a whole lot compared to Heavy Glass Cat. And gonna be seeing him just skipping his boss chest here. Just trying to push straight through. Doesn't have the Lucky Charm, so he's gonna have to be careful around these bats. Nice time save though on that Shovel of Courage though, letting him just kind of cut through. Kind of focusing on the wrong target here, though. We're taking lots of damage. Probably eating the last cookie as he goes down the stairs. Perhaps screen watching on Invertt's side to get an idea of where he needs to be going. Although kind of heading the wrong way here on this 5-2. And yeah, now see, this is where, you know, digging is a pretty tough strategy to make work in Zone 5. Ooh, getting all his heart containers cursed by that cursed wraith too. But yeah, digging through walls, it means you're gonna be opening up lots of side rooms. Opening up the wrong room here too. Gonna be taking the time to clean it up. It's time that I don't think he has. Invert is already on to the Necrodancer fight, and has more than enough bombs and health to blood shovel and bomb through the stage. Down to a single cursed heart on Ratata's side. And down goes Ratata to Electro Mage. It's unfortunate. Now it's not up to Invert to just finish up this fight. Cadence may only be a heart and a half, but she still does have that layer of glass armor and the teleportation crown, so it's going to take 2 hits before she's actually vulnerable to damage. And one more hit on the Necrodancer. Necrodancer kind of getting hung up on his own skeletons there. Gonna let Invert deal the killing blow and take round 2. Yeah, I think Ratata's choice to swap to a safer weapon was probably where that race kind of fell apart for him. Keeping pace pretty evenly for the most part, but when your opponent's ahead of you and has that fast weapon and a lot of safety to go with it, you pretty much have to stick with that fast weapon yourself to really match pace. Glass Rapier with Ring of Piercing is a pretty safe, strong combination. Gonna avoid hang-ups with Blade Masters and the like. But yeah, just trying to push as hard as Invert was with a Glass Rapier with not much more than a titanium longsword, not gonna work out very nicely. So race number 3 going on here. Cookie stack hidden behind the spike traps. Invert's... Oh, I think Invert's going to go for iframe. Oh, missing it. So with proper timing, with proper subbeat timing, you can actually iframe as you walk over spike traps by eating a cookie before the animation completes. Invert trying to do that to come out ahead in terms of health, but not pulling it off. Just going to leave it behind and move on from it. Ratata finding a base flail and a glass shrine, so gonna be glassing it up with the glass flail. Pretty strong weapon. Flail tends to get a little bit more unwieldy in the late game, but for the early game, flail is incredibly strong. And we're going to be doing exactly the same thing, but also bombing the shrine for that crown of teleportation. Ratata doing a little shopping here, finding a torch of walls and a drumstick. Torch of walls being an excellent source of mapping. We're finding a quicker trapdoor on this floor though, so he's going to be heading down to Deep Blues very shortly after Ratata. And this glass veil is going to let him clean up this trapdoor arena very quickly. Ratata getting the flawless. Probably going to be looking for some better ring here. Getting an earth smell. Good potential defensive tool and boss killer. And we're not wanting the earth spell, or maybe looking for a torch. Checking the red chest and making the swap to a pickaxe. quick trap door, gonna let him go down to 2-2 very quickly. Ratata also finding a very fast trap door on 2-3 and is gonna be on to Conga 2. So Ratata leading the charge here. Glass Shovel very handy here, gonna let him just dig Conga straight off the throne. See what he goes for here. Might want to get off the flail, because flail starts to kind of fall off in zone 3. Nope, going to stick with the glass flail. Finding the fireball scroll, though, which is a pretty weak purple chest, so not really getting much worthwhile. Shopkeeper familiar here. Probably going to pop that on the left side. Yeah, there we go. A little bit of extra potential healing. Bombing into this shop. Oh, that is a pretty nice looking shop. Might kill for this. Yep, gonna just kill for it. Not sure how if I agree with Torch of Foresight over Torch of Walls, but both have their values. Oh, but very quickly losing his courage to that elemental setup. Oh, and going down to the beetle. Trying to push a little bit too hard with that low damage. So Invert with a different shop here because of his choice to conjure up the Shovel of Courage. Gonna be finding Quartz Armor here. And be killing the shopkeeper. I don't know if he realizes yet that Ratata is dead and back in zone 1. Killing your shopkeeper when your opponent is several zones behind you is generally not recommended. Especially for something that can be a little bit sketchy, like Courage in Zone 3. Courage can very often lead you into situations where you are just unavoidably sliding on ice into a lot of damage. Ooh, a little bit of a slide there on that note. With a pretty clean death metal kill. Trying to swap off this glass weapon, but finding a glass staff. Whoa, gotta be careful about the shopkeeper ghost. Nicely handled. Just gonna eat the carrot there for some mapping, since he wants to stick with this ham. I imagine Invert will probably still be looking for a safer weapon here, you know, whenever he gets the opportunity to. Hidden chest in that black bat cave on his right. Don't think he notices, though. I mean, Flail, a very strong weapon with Courage, but with Blade Masters in the mix, Flails can be a little bit tricky to use. Very easy to get hung up on Blade Masters for prolonged periods of time. Food shop here. Going to be going in and it's a stack of cookies, which is just fine because Invert's already got a ham on deck, so he's going to use that to proc the Gluttony Charm and get himself up to a very beefy 8 hearts. In fact, stacking those cookies with the stack already on the floor, so 9 cookies on deck, that's 4.5 hearts worth of healing. Oh, flailing that Blade Master into himself, though, with the Warlock setup. That's really unfortunate, and now Invert is left stranded from his weapon. Gonna back up and try and use this bomb trap, maybe, or just scoot around the side. Alright, managing to loop around the enemies here and get back to his shard. But that's a 1 damage dagger, not where you want to be. Oh, the Ogre freeing the Lich Shovel around the side there. Letting him get in the action a little bit. Let's see, now Invert's in kind of a bad state. Dead Shopkeeper, 1 damage dagger. It's gonna have to be taking this pretty slow, and Ratata pushing very hard with this glass flail. This could be the opportunity that Ratata needs. Oh, okay. Well, Ratata unfortunately getting himself stuck in a nasty double Yeti situation. Tries to dig through the wall, but has no shovel. Needs to slide across the ice and use a bomb, but just isn't quite able to pull it off, and gonna go down to that Ghoul. Or Ghast, excuse me. Ghoul is the Zone 4 version. There is no maximum to how many cookies you can carry. You can carry as many as you want. Well, there might be a maximum, but if there is, it's going to be limited by... Nice barrel on Invertt's side there. If there's a max, it's going to be something outrageously high and limited just by like the type of variable that the cookie counter is stored in. So it might be something like 65,000. But for all intents and purposes, in a normal run, there is no limit to the amount of cookies you can carry. Alright, finding a better weapon, at least slightly, Titanium Harp. Works pretty nicely with the Courage due to its large splash damage. You're going to be proccing that Courage a whole lot. Invert just going for some standstill strats on Coral Riff here. Not sure if I agree with that. Titanium Harp's okay, but not great. Might have been worth to try and get the Flawless on this fight. Looks like Ratata this time around, not going to be glassing the flail. Just running the base flail through Zone 1. And I mean, you know, 1 damage flail still very strong just because of that inherent knockback trait that the flail has. But Ratata definitely counting on Invert taking a death at this point is unfortunately way too far behind to catch up without it. And Invert looking pretty safe. Taking a few hits from that Evil Eye though, but you know, giant stack of cookies going to heal up most of the damage he's taken over the last few floors. Purging through the damage from that Evil Eye there. Just digging right through all the walls here. And going to be on to his Deadringer fight. Oh, making a mistake there, though. Not letting the Ogre get out of the way. So this fight is very much off the rails, as they say. Taking quite a beating, but going to be surviving on 2.5 hearts and going on to the Necrodancer fight. Has the bombs for this. And good use of the Courage there. Oh, and Ratata going down again in 3-3. Pretty easy starting boss spawn on the Necrodancer. Just a dire bat there. Mistiming the lure there, but Necrodancer just firing off a harmless free spell, not summoning anything. Missing a lure there on Invert's side, but only one more hit left here. So, yep, there we go. Invert finishing this up and going to take 3-0 sweep on this race.